Welcome to the Equipping the Saints radio talk show with your host, Apostle Marcus Beckton. The Equipping the Saints talk show is an informational show with you in mind. So prepare your hearts and your minds to be empowered, encouraged, and equipped through today's broadcast, Equipping the Saints.
Well, praise the Lord to everyone on today. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's broadcast. Today is the last Thursday of the month, and on the last Thursday of the month, we have a series that we've been doing called A Better You. And of course, the purpose of this series is to strengthen you mentally as well as physically. And so we're really excited and certainly appreciative for you tuning in on today's broadcast. And we're going to jump right into it. I'm excited about our guest today that we have with us, the Dr. Moneika Owens. She is serving her first year residency in Concord, North Carolina. As I forestated in the previews, that she is a 29-year-old licensed physician. And she is originally from Sampson County. So she's homegrown, born and raised here in Sampson County, went to school, graduated here in Sampson County, and the Lord has opened the doors of her to enter into college and med school, and after years of the required studying, she's now a physician and working in the medical field, serving her internship or her residency until she moved forward into the next stages of her life. And so we're really excited here, and my purpose today of having her on is hopefully to encourage and to strengthen people, young people, that the sky's the limit. You can really do whatever you set your heart and your mind to do with the help of the Lord. And so without any further ado, welcome to the Equipping the Saints talk show, Dr. Moneika Owens. Thank you so much for being with us, and welcome to the show, Dr. Owens.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, first of all, for being a part of the show on today to hopefully to build a level of encouragement to our youth. As I forestated, that Dr. Owens is a physician. Now, Dr. Owens, what area of medical physician are you, first of all?
I am in the field of family medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So we see a range of patients. I see adults, kids, and I also do OB care for pregnant women. So a little bit of everything.
Okay, very, very good, very good. Dr. Owens is born and raised in Sampson County, so Sampson County, North Carolina, and even though she's in another county serving her 3-year residency, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I guess to start off, first of all, I guess my first question to you is, I guess basically, why a physician? What made you decide that you wanted to be a doctor?
I think I was in high school when I first realized I wanted to be a doctor. Just trying to figure out what I wanted to be in life. I knew I wanted to do something to help others, so I wanted a service-oriented career, which there's many options for that, but I also loved learning, and so I wanted a field that was also challenging, something where I would be learning every day. So I wouldn't get bored, and I would just always be challenged. So that was the field that I came up. I was influenced a lot by my local hospital there in Sampson County. My family and people in the community always talked bad about the care they received there. And I think that influenced me too, just wanting to make a difference in that type of care, especially in rural areas. So I think it was just a culmination of all that helped me come to the final decision of wanting to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's wonderful. And so that you came to that conclusion, and well, not conclusion, but you decided that when you were in you said in high school, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Now, how important is that as a if we have some listeners out this evening, that's listening in, that's in high school, how important is that, not just in the field of medical field, but just in general, how important is that that a person don't wait until their last year of high school that they decide, okay, listen, this is what I want to do. How important is that to really kind of make your mind up, early on in high school? Is that an important thing that you feel?
It's important to have an idea of what you like, just so you can get the mindset of what kind of college you want to go to, because different colleges offer different things, and some are shared in areas, such as if you want to be an engineer, you may consider NC State. Like, different colleges have different focus. So that would be helpful if you knew in high school, for that decision. And just figuring out who you are, what you like, what you want to do. The earlier you figure it out, the earlier you can start working toward that goal and connecting with people to help guide you, along the way.
Very, very good. That's very good. Now, what or who kind of has been your inspiration, if any? What or who has been kind of the inspiration for you? Has it been another doctor that has inspired you, to further on? Because we're going to talk about motivation in just a second as far as doing school. But what kind of has been your inspiration?
I can't think of a particular person per se that inspired me to be a doctor, because I didn't know anyone personally who was a doctor when I was young. But what inspired me, I would say, like I talked about earlier, was the state of healthcare in my local environment. That was a big driver, just being disappointed, with how things were, and wanting to see things get better, and wanting people to be more educated about their health. Because, with my family, a lot of us didn't understand why it was important, what you should be doing, even as simple as eating vegetables and fruit. We didn't have those in my home. So just the little things. I think my environment is what drove me the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's important from a medical standpoint, eating right. And I know here in Sampson County, just conversing with doctors. I know my medical doctor, and just conversing with other doctors that I know, that there's so many alarming rates of high blood pressure, even down to our here in Clinton, North Carolina, our dialysis facility. It is flooded with people with kidney problems and having, going through. And so there's so many issues, and it all based back to us not eating correctly. And that stuff is not, and as my doctor says, and he crowns me every time I go to him, because I'm a busy person, but exercising is one of his main things, just the 30 minutes, as he tells me. He said just sacrifice 30 minutes a day, not necessarily the runnings or whatever, but just 30 minutes a day of exercising will help extend your life and help do the necessary things. And so and if we have the opportunity, we'll probably come back and kind of pull on you a little bit as it relates to that of the medical side of things. And so we'll look into that. But now also when it comes to, as you mentioned about the inspiration and the conditions and stuff. Now, going into college, after you graduated from high school and you entered into your college years, I'm sure as a present physician, you went more than, and I think you shared with us that it was like 8 to close to 10 years of schooling that you had. What or who, I guess, has been your motivation during school? Because as I shared with you earlier, I know that I've known of people that going off to college, and sometimes for whatever reasons they was not able to stay that whole entire period of time, and sometimes it was only a 2-year or 4 years time, you know, and before you knew it, they were back home. What has been the motivation as far as that kept you motivated? What was the things that you found useful to keep you motivated in school while you was in those years of college?
Well, like I said before, me knowing what I wanted to do ahead of time probably helped me get through college because I had a goal. And I'm very goal-oriented. And when I have one, I'm going to do everything I can to reach that goal. And so I had to make it through college because you can't get into medical school unless you get through undergraduate college. So it was no option for me. I had to make it through college. And I don't know, maybe it was just like my personal drive that really helped me get through, but also the people that I was around. I was around many like-minded people, and we all encouraged each other. So that probably helped as well. But I was pretty clueless when I went to college. I didn't know what to expect because none of my parents had been to college or graduated from college, and I didn't have many family members, you know, forgot it. So I just went and figured things out, you know, along the way. But I had a goal, and so getting through college was one of the steps I needed to get to that goal. So, yeah.
Do you feel that, and I'm glad you said that about having goals. Do you feel that goals are important? And when it relates to goals, and I on the series on focus, is it important that you be focused while you're pursuing your dreams? If a person is stepping out and they have dreams that they want to accomplish, and they're working towards their dream, you feel that goals are important for a person to have?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Even if it's many goals to get to the big goal, if you continue setting goals for yourself, that'll, you know, help you succeed in the end if you accomplish each one. So if your big goal just seems too daunting, you know, just make smaller goals to get you to the bigger goal. But it's definitely important so you can be focused, you know where the finish line is, figure out how you're going to get there, and then do those things. Yeah.
Okay. In the medical field, and I know, you know, you're, I'm sure, in a larger hospital than what we presently have here. But what is the major issues, I guess you could say, health-wise that people are experiencing specifically in our race? Because we have a tendency sometimes not to we have a tendency to sort of shy away from the doctor and the doctor's office and things of that nature. But what is the major I guess medical issues do you presently see, I guess, during this tenure of schooling as well as your time that, you know, you're in the medical full force now? What do you see now among us as Afro-Americans?
The main things I see is definitely high blood pressure. Let's see, I would say diabetes, not as bad as high blood pressure, but there is quite a bit of diabetes. Trouble with your cholesterol and obesity. Obesity is major.
Okay.
Yes, because that puts you at risk for all of these things. So yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's so true. So exercise is probably the as my doctor say, probably the remedy to work towards many of those issues. But I assume what is another helpful thing as far as other than exercise and eating right? Yes.
Eating right is probably even more important when it comes to, like, losing weight. because you can exercise all day, but if you're still eating whatever you want, lots of carbs and sugars and fat, and it's not going to be that helpful. And I think most studies actually show that diet affects your weight more than exercise, but both are very important. And even, it's more expensive, of course, for your diet than to just exercise. But even things as just portion control, if you just eat half of what you usually eat, which are big meals or your unhealthy meals, that alone can make a difference. But yeah, your diet is very important.
Okay, very, very good, very good. Now, the last final two questions, I think. Wisdom and our advice for our young people today. You're 29 years old. You are in the you as I shared with you prior to the show. You have accomplished something very great. I mean, your post high school college time rather has been almost as long as definitely as long as your high school. But you continue right on out of high school after 12 years of grade school and went right on into college and have gone through that. So you have accomplished something to the degree now to be called a doctor at 29 years old, which is a wonderful thing. Not only is it just a wonderful thing that anyone can accomplish that task as a doctor and say that I am a physician, a licensed physician, but to be a young black female, a young black single female is a great thing that you have, the Lord has allowed you to accomplish. And I know that your parents, your mom and dad, I know that their head and heart probably couldn't fit through the average door. That they're so just that proud of you.
Oh yes.
And it's a wonderful thing. It was so wonderful. Those that are listening in on the slideshow that's going forth, there is a picture of the billboard that her family erected up, or actually had put up whenever she finished college and everything, which was a very noted thing, because it's good to see that something like that has come out of Sampson County, and a homegrown person and someone that's doing something and don't have a trail of things behind you, or either are doing things wrong, but you're doing some very positive things. And I think that's noteworthy to see that taking place in this hour among youth your age. And I know the sky's the limit. I know that many doors is prepared to open in your favor. But what wisdom or advice, if you would take a moment to share with our young people, our young listeners that will be listening, whether they're in high school, whether they're in middle school. It doesn't even necessarily have to be that they're wanting to go to school to be a doctor, but just the encouragement to them to be productive in life, to really give back to our society, because that's exactly what you're doing. No matter where you go at. No matter what city you work in, or what town you work in, or what hospital that you work in, or if, the door is open that you start your own practice and your own, facility, you're giving back. You're helping in the medical field, helping people hopefully live healthier lives and better lives through the medical field. So what is the wisdom or advice that you would have to young people that's contemplating a few things?
Yeah. I would tell them first to really believe in themselves, because that will help you get through all the stumbling blocks. People telling you can't do something or telling you no. If you, in your core, in your heart, believe in yourself and really believe that the sky is the limit, it's not just a saying, it is the truth, that you can do anything that you want to do, that will help you. That will give you that foundation, to overcome. And so that's first. And then we touched on some things already as far as setting goals. Once you figure out what you like, what you want to do, start setting goals for yourself. Do your research. Figure out what you need to do to obtain that goal. And then stay focused. Don't get distracted with other things that aren't as important. And just, you can still have fun. You can still enjoy life, but you can't, get off course and forget your purpose. We all have a purpose in life, and, hopefully you can align that with your career, because it'll make it much easier, because then you're working on purpose. It's not even like a job. So ideally, if you figure out your purpose, figure out what you want to do, just keep the focus, stay on course. If you fall off, get back on. We all fall down. But you just got to have the strength, the belief in yourself, like I said, to get up and try again. I would tell them we touched on this also, associate yourself with like-minded people who are also goal-oriented, who's positive, who's encouraging, and who have plans for their own lives, just so you can all help motivate each other, and you can just have that positive, vibe around you all the time, because life, there's going to be negatives all the time, but, the least amount of negativity that you can be around, the better. What else? Another thing which I didn't do so much, or didn't know to do so much in high school, was networking. Just reaching out to people. Like, for example, when I knew I wanted to be a doctor, I could have reached out to local doctors in the community and maybe shadow them at work just to make sure that's what I wanted to do, and just, sought advice from them before I went to college so they could help me, give me advice since they've done it already. It's really important to connect with people and to, get advice from them. They'll give you encouragement, give you their story so you can see, it is possible, especially people who are from the same place as you, a community that's not as fortunate with less resources, and they were still able to do it. So that can motivate you, and give you the confidence to know that you're able to do it as well. So don't be scared, to open your mouth and to talk to people and to ask for advice, to receive a helping hand. We all need, each other to get through this thing called life. So we can't do it alone. So we do have to rely on each other. So those would be the main things.
Okay, and that's so true. That's very helpful. Really, and one of the things that you touched on also was that networking, and I just recently last week episode, as I was saying, that I did a series on or teaching rather on focus, and so many times we tend to connect with or network with the wrong type of people. And so networking with the right type of people that's going somewhere, people that's, as I often tell, even in the church that I pastor, often tell people that you connect with people that's already where you're trying to get to, and sometimes if I'm broke and you're broke, then two broke people can't do too much, there ain't too much places we can go at, but if I connect with someone that, that's really either almost there or trying to get there, and they're really goal oriented to get there, then it makes a positive impact on your life, and they're able to put into your life. It really is, and that's so important in this hour. So I'm really excited. As I forestated, that I know the sky's the limit for you, and there's no telling, after this your residency time is over, no telling where you will end up or what you'll be doing. But my last and final question before we wrap things up is what's next for Dr. Owens? What's next for Dr. Owens as far as what are your future plans that you have for yourself, and what you would like to be doing in the future?
Well, I'm still figuring that part out.
Okay.
I'm in my first year of residency, and there's 3 years total, and so the more experience I get through these next 2 years will help me solidify exactly what I want to do when I finish. I do know I want to work like in outpatient, like in the regular clinic, whether it be part-time or full-time, because I love the longevity of a relationship that I have with my patients, and I'm able to follow them year after year versus just seeing them once in the hospital and not, connecting with them any further. So I definitely will do outpatient work, and I know that I want to be involved in the community, regardless of where I am. I plan on being in North Carolina, not sure what part just yet, but I do want to be connected with the community so I can, do whatever workshops, programs, whatever, to get the community educated and motivated about their health. Because, while as doctors, we're there to help you along the way, it does, you have to want to do it for yourself as well. So I'm hoping that I can help, give that motivation and for patients to want to take care of their own health. So not quite sure where I'll be, but I do want to be very engaged with the community.
Okay. Just a question, and I know this wasn't one of the ones that I had planned to ask, but is the possibility somewhere in the back of your head of eventually returning back to Sampson County and to be a help in your hometown or home county that you grew up in? Is that a thought somewhere in the back of your head? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Definitely.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
Amen. Very good. And I think you will be a great asset to this area and to this county. Now, last question. And just a little something, just to kind of mess with you a little bit. Now, you're not one of those mean doctors, are you? That step in the room and tell the patient you ain't been doing this right and that right and that right, or you
I don't know. It depends on who the patient is.
Amen. Well, I certainly hope.
I may have to talk to like that.
Right. Yes, and I'm sure that some people, like you said, some people really need that. I certainly hope that I certainly hope that you're one that I know that you're there, but hopefully I will not need your services. But to know that we have wonderful physicians like that, like yourself. That's really how things lined up in life and moving forward in life is a very positive thing, and certainly I know that your patience and of course I know your family pulls on you. I'm sure to know that they have a doctor in the family, so I'm sure your phone rings from time to time to just hey, tell me what I need, what's going on with this right here that's happening in my life, and so which is a good thing. You utilize that, but I do appreciate you. Dr. Owens, for taking out of your busy schedule, and I know you're busy, with serving your residency and doing things, and I certainly do appreciate you taking time out to share with us and to listen to audits and just to these words of encouragement, as well as telling us a little bit about what you went through and the good positive side of things of life, and that that you really have, for the lack of better words, you kind of got the life bull by the horns, and so that's a good thing. And I really pray that many of our other young people, your age and younger, will be encouraged by this today, and that they will move forward, and really, because you're part of the next generation. That of the next generation of movers and shakers that will help move the world and help move society and help shake society. And so it's good to know that you're into that area, and we thoroughly do appreciate it. We thank our listening audience for tuning in with us on today's broadcast. We certainly appreciate it and certainly hope that something has been said during this broadcast to be of help to you. And if it has, please jot us, send us an email at the etstalkshow@aol.com, and just let us know of word of encouragement or either questions or comments that you may have as it relates to what was said, and we will certainly do our very best to answer those or address those in those specific ways. And again, to the next broadcast, consider yourself have been equipped. Thank you, and God bless you. We'll see you next time.